Yo, what's poppin', everybody? This is Brian, also known as El Gordo 884, coming to you live again with a dinosaur deck profile. No extravagance, no problem. For the post September ban list, it's dinosaur. Seriously, you'd be living under a rock to not know exactly that this deck is top five right now. Absolutely excellent. Very simplistic in its play styles, but excruciatingly effective. Doesn't have to do much in order for it to get going. Obviously, because of this beautiful, beautiful behemoth here, known as Ultimate Conductor Tyranno. And with that being said, let's get to the profile. Two Tyranno, seriously, three's too much, one's too little, two's absolutely perfect. You know, he gets you where you need to go, honestly. That's really what it boils down to. One of the easiest summoning requirements out of a boss monster. Uh, Such a great attack, 3,500, a great effect, two of them anyways. Pop a monster on either your side of the field or your hand, everything goes face down. And on top of that, he can attack pretty much every single thing once, you know, as many times as need be, and then basically you take 1,000. That's it. You know, that's insane. Either way, still one of the best boss monsters in the game, if not the best boss monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! And right there is triple soul eating Oviraptor and triple Miscellaneousaurus. You don't run them at 2, 1. I mean, if Miscellaneousaurus ever went back down to 1, yeah, that would absolutely destroy the consistency of this deck. No debating. I don't know how this deck would survive with this at 1, or how it did in the past. So I mean, it was damn near unplayable at 1 with Miscellaneous at 1. So with the fact that it's at 3 and Konami reprint this as either a super or an ultra, come on now, do the right thing. Like seriously, you know what these guys do. Search, send to graveyard. Pop something, special summon something back, banish it, search for something, especially, for what, out of the deck, equal to the levels that you obviously banished. And on top of that, hand trap, obviously are pretty much null and void when you throw this out of your hand and obviously into the graveyard, especially with Lost World. And the one Animador Narcosaur. Now, I've had this at 2 for quite some time, and you constantly want to necessarily see it, but when you don't use the second one, what are you doing? You're only running maybe at the very least 2 evolution pills. You're gonna see one, of course. The other one, you either are going to hard draw it, or you're gonna get it for quatless. One way or another, it's coming out. A lot of times I've noticed that with this particular card right here, they don't usually actually negate the effect of him searching the pill. They'll negate the pill before they negate him. So at some point or another, he's actually very useful at 1. Through through many hours of playtesting, I've seen that 1 is actually a pretty good ratio. I could be wrong, but we'll see exactly what happens in the foreseeable future. And with that being said, I am running these little babies right here. Triple baby Ceratosaurus and 1 Petit Pteranodon. What can I say, man? Poor little guys. They definitely don't get a break. But you know what? Once they get destroyed, they bring out their big brothers, and it's pretty much all hands on deck at that point. Absolutely amazing ratio for me. I've seen people do 2 and 1 or 2 and 2, but no, for me, 3 and 1 is absolutely perfect. Then we have your one-ofs. Oh my goodness, here we go. I've got Dracaeolo. I have Giant Rex, 1 Overtex Quatless, Dino Wrestler Pankratops, Tyranno Infinity, and Doggeran, the Mad Flame Kaiju. I do the synchro plays. It's Giant Rex, need I say more? Quatless, sometimes I've got him through pill. Most of the time I actually summon him normally. And then also, with Dino Wrestler Pankratops, it's Pankratops, come on now. And then we have the 1 Tyranno Infinity, and of course that wonderful, wonderful glare from the camera. And then we have your Doggeran Kaiju right there, obviously your answer to some of the more problematic cards in the game. And I'm running Lithosogym because of the babies and because of Rex, and of course with Pankratops, I've done that before too. I pop them, I get to go through your extra deck, especially turn 1, and banish exactly what I think is going to be problematic for that game. So absolutely excellent. And of course I'm running Calamities, so that's what it is. And then the only hand traps that I'm running in the game right now, 2 Effect Veiler, 2 Ash Blossom. They're pretty much You know, just very, very versatile, highly used, and of course they make double evolution pill just much more live, honestly. So that's where I'm at there. I'm not putting in permanence there because that belongs in some other decks and everything. But you know, of course, this is more of, I guess you could say it's more budget friendly, to be very honest, especially with the fact that I don't want to spend that much money on Extravagance, even though it's cheaper now. So that's just what it is. That's just my personal opinion on it. Lost World. The more and more that I see this card and I play this card and I obviously utilize it to its maximum potential, the more I'm just like, I worry for this card that it's going to get hit on a ban list sooner or later, honestly. And that would absolutely suck because it does so much for this deck. It's just absolutely incredible. If you guys saw the remote invitational where Sam pretty much used this particular field spell to break a board and in such elegant fashion, I'm telling you, man, this field spell is amazing. If you don't know what it does, all dinosaurs obviously, you know, like basically keep their attacks, while everything that's non-dinosaur related loses 500 attack. And then of course it produces a token. You protect the token, and you can just go off with shenanigans there. Your opponent can't target this, you know, your dinosaurs with activated effects. It's fucking ridiculous. Then of course, main searcher, triple fossil dig, standard. You know, you never run it anymore, no more, no less. The one terraforming, you obviously, your fourth copy of Lost World, you definitely want to see it and obviously see your Lost World as quickly as possible. So that's really what it is. Then you have 2 double evolution pills. You almost always get it off from Animador and Archosaur. Sometimes you hard draw it. Sometimes you've actually, like, there have been times where I've actually had 2 in my hand, and oh god, good lord, that's a very, very bad time for me. And then we have the 1 Foolish Burial, the 1 Monster Reborn, and Foolish Burial Goods. Man, there's a reason why I put goods in there, and that reason will come up right now. My traps. Triple Survival's End, and double Paleozoic Dynamiscus. For a while, I was really on the fence about Survival's End until I realized, once again, I'll harken back to that remote duel with Sam and Cody Angeloff when he was given an Nibiru token and he protected it with Lost World. I did not realize that Lost World actually protects just any token. I thought it was just specifically the token that's produced by Lost World. I was sorely mistaken. And then remembering, of course, that tokens are treated as normal monsters. And Dynamiscus is also treated as a normal monster when a trap card is activated. So, not only is there dual purpose with Survival's End in terms of if maybe I have a Dynamiscus and I use it, probably pitching the Survival's End, and there's so much synergy there. I can obviously protect a Nibiru token or destroy a Nibiru token, gain advantage, and of course, if I decide to obviously grab a baby from the deck, banish the Survival's End, pop a baby, bring out Ovi, search Tyranno, or probably pop Petit Pteranodon, get fucking Pancratops, and disrupt my opponent again. You know, there's versatility there. And of course, I'm obviously, my extra deck kind of, you know, adds on to the flavor of Survival's End. And of course, Paleozoic Dynamiscus is Dynamiscus. You know what it does at this point. You know, this card has obviously seen meta play. Survival's End, not so much, but because obviously I'm, you know, like I like to think outside the box, that's really where I'm going with. All right, and that was the main deck right there. I believe it's 40 cards, 41 if I'm wrong. So just kind of give me a little count when you get a chance. Extra deck monsters now. We got Link Karibo because Archosaur's level 1. Secure Gardener because you want to obviously make that double evolution pill as live as possible. Phoenix, back row. Artifact Dagda. I do run the artifact package in my side deck. Just putting that out there. Spoiler alert. And also Link Cross. As the theme goes with tokens, this produces tokens, and the Link Cross tokens are normal monsters with Survival's End on the, like in my back row. I get the pop to, at the very least 1 to 2 Link Cross tokens, and of course special summon that many dinosaur monsters as I destroyed. If I bring out 2 babies, and I'll use Survival's End to obviously further that along, because you can use Survival's End just same exact turn that you activated it. So look at that. dual purpose right there. So that's why I'm running the link cross there, and that's really, you know, it's really really helped out a lot during play testing. The synchros, Ravenous Crocker Dragon and Trish. It depending on exactly what type of state I'm in, if I want to, you know, control my opponent just a little bit more, depending on exactly what they're playing. If they're playing Dragon Link, I'm more than likely going to try to rip something out their hand. If they're playing something that I know for a fact I have a pretty damn decent matchup with, then Crocker Dragon right there, just so I can just garner more advantage, honestly. And because I don't have Extravagance, that's pretty much kind of what exactly I'm doing with that, you know? So I have to think outside the box for this. And then the Xyz, since I said I'm obviously running Calamities, this is exactly what it is. And then, of course, double Dolka, double Agia, you know, standard. Then we have Tornado Dragon as your MST, Dugaris as a way to obviously make Tyranno 7000, which I rarely use. I barely use that effect. I barely use the effect of Special Summon from the graveyard. I typically go for the draw 2, discard 1, because at that point, more often than not, I pretty much will end the game either right then and there or probably the next turn after, depending on the game state. And then my own little personal tech, number 103, Ragna 0. Because Lost World decreases the original attack of all monsters that are not dinosaur, Ragna 0 becomes live instantly. I don't have to go crazy about it. I could just absolutely disrupt an opponent, detach to draw. I'm gonna take it. Why not, you know? So that's pretty much for the extra deck right there. Now on to the side deck. Of course, I did say I was running the artifact package. Not showing that to you just yet, but I will be showing you Super Polymerization, of course, naturally, because Dark Dragoon is a thing now. Same thing with Savage Dragon, because I can make Starving Venom, Dragostapelia. I mean, that's pretty much the targets right there. Yeah, those are the vibes. I don't like those big behemoths right there. Tyranno can get over them. It all depends on exactly how I do it. So, you know, it is what it is. Then, of course, Strike, just in case I need some more disruption, for especially when it comes to monsters. And then we have Dimensional Barrier. I've noticed that Dinosaur does have a little bit of a problem against, like, you know, Rogue and everything. And I'm like, you know what? Let me just at least, you know, put that out there. Let's experiment just a little bit, because I don't have Extravagances, because I don't have Lightning Storms, or, you know, or other copies of Evenly Matched, so to speak. So it's just like, you know what, I have to obviously use my brain instead of obviously going to the well and just saying, you know what, I'm just gonna play everything that's meta, you know. Definitely got to use your brain for that. And then the artifact package, it's an amazing package. We got 3 Sanctum, 3 Lancia, 1 Scythe. Lancia fell out of favor for quite some time, and I can honestly say I know why, but then at the same time now, especially with a lot of cards, there's a lot of decks honestly needing to banish, Lancia needs to definitely come back and make some real noise. And what better way to do it against a deck like Dragon Link, or what a better deck to do it against like the Mirror Match? What better deck, you know, it just about, and most decks nowadays do banish, so it's just like, nah, screw that, I need to be able to disrupt you. And Scythe, it's Scythe. Let's just be very clear about what Scythe does. We don't, you know, it doesn't need any more, honestly, hype than what it already has, you know? So that's pretty much it for the deck profile right there. If you guys have any comments, any concerns, any, you know, critiques, by all means, I am more than welcome to hear them or read them at this point. And that's pretty much it. And this deck, honestly, I really hope that it can really take me far. Just all depends on my playstyle right there. And that's about it. Honestly, thank you very much for watching. Please comment, subscribe, of course, naturally, to the channel. And see you next time, man. This is Brian from Attention Duelist. Peace out.